Knowledge of the game. He could teach the game. Can Michael Jordan teach the game of basketball? Have you seen Isaiah Thomas on open court? Have you seen him do everything, right? What do you know about Isaiah Thomas more than anything now? You probably learn more about him now than you did when he was playing. He can teach the game. He can play the game. Well, I'm glad you did, because that man was the most efficient basketball player. There's never been nothing like him from a standpoint that, look at what he took and built. He stayed in Detroit, built a team of basically misfits, changed the game of basketball. They changed the NBA. The whole NBA changed. They were the first team with a private plane. They were the first team to rebel against the league and wear their own material. They had their own bad boy gear. That wasn't even licensed by the NBA. They didn't even wear NBA gear. They started wearing bad boys, had their own brand. They started staying in 5-star hotels, and they didn't even have a championship. They all had nicknames. Jay had Microwave, Sally. They had a rap song. They were the best team in basketball. They were light years ahead of everybody. They had the center shooting threes. They changed the game. They're a Hall of Fame backcourt. Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas, back-to-back MVPs. Back when the guards wasn't.
But dude only has 2 rings, though.
And you say that like everybody wins a championship. They only got 2 rings. They went to 3 straight NBA finals. These are teams that they didn't even want there. They took it. That's when you tell me
what you're listing right here is just like the culture. They changed the NBA culture.
They changed the culture because of the player. Isaiah Thomas destroyed anybody and anything that came in his way. He was the all-star 13 years in a row. He was the starting guard. He's one of the top 50 greatest basketball players in the world. And only he was the only one standing there from his team. When Jordan was standing there, he had Scottie Pippen standing there with him.
Jordan made Scottie. That's why Jordan made Scottie.
But Jordan had Scottie there in the top 50. Magic had Kareem there in the top 50. Everybody, Bird. They had Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish. He had about 3 people in there with him. Isaiah stood alone. And you know what? He beat Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan more times than they ever beat him.
That's true.
That is the greatest player of all times. And he will never.
You just stated he's top 50, right?
Yeah, he was in the top 50 by himself.
Top 50, right? Is he top?
Nobody else from his team was in the top 50 but him.
Is he top?
Everybody else who was there had somebody else on their team there.
Is he top 10?
He's number 1. He's number 1. The Uno. The Uno. He is the one, the only one. And after him is Oscar Robertson. That is
Over MJ.
Absolutely. This is about all the aspect of the game. The whole thing, the knowledge of the game. So you have to realize Michael Jordan was great athletically like LeBron. He wasn't all the time great basketball player. When he came in the league, he was destroying it because offensively there was nothing that he could do. He could glide in the air, he could do all these things, but if you take Michael Jordan and put him in certain situations, he couldn't win. That's why Detroit and Boston would always beat him. They would let him go and score all these points, but they would lose because he didn't know how to use the team. He didn't figure it out. It took him 7, 8 years to start figuring it out. Isaiah figured it out in year 1 and 2. He came in with this knowledge. What
about good. LeBron in year 1? LeBron in year 1 and 2.
No, LeBron didn't do any of this till even year 8 and 9. He couldn't even read defenses until he was in Miami. He had to get taught how to read defense. That's why he lost in 2011, because he didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah, that's right.
He was like, what are they doing? It's like they're playing zone, and they're forcing you into a corner where you can't pass out. You're going to have to shoot. And he don't understand it. They switching, putting different bodies on him, and he don't understand it. Shane Battier had to sit down with him he never played college ball, so he don't understand. Jordan played college, but Jordan didn't really figure it out until like 91, 92, 93. About 92 and 93, I think those were some of his best years of playing because he figured it out. He could get the same amount of points without killing himself to get it. And he was getting the 30s, still getting the 30s and the 40s. It was all coming easier for Michael. When before he had to really kill himself to get 30 and 40 points.
But you're just
doing
making
all this
Jordan
spectacular stuff.
You're just making Jordan like he's great athletically, but he did.
I know. I said early on he was like that. LeBron, he stayed the same. LeBron didn't add nothing new to his game. Mike added a fadeaway. Mike
LeBron
had
added a fadeaway this year. LeBron added a fadeaway this year. Yeah,
you call that a fadeaway? You added a fadeaway because he's shooting over who? Steph Curry.
Oh, he's right.
In the post. He still ain't perfected that shot. I'll let him take that shot anytime he wants. He still ain't got no fadeaway.
He added a lot.
He's fading away. That's about it.
His jump shot is way better.
Nah, he's worked on his 3-point shot, that little set shot where he don't move. He been working on that because guys are gonna give him that shot. He ain't gonna be able to just bowling ball everybody over no more and take 5 steps to the basket. I mean, this guy's a bum, man. Why are we even talking about this bum? He has no footwork. He has no. I'm like Pat Bev. I'm like, if Pat Beverly could see it, maybe in Chicago, we know something because he's from the west side of Chicago. He looking like, what are we talking about here? This guy, this guy has no moves, none. Like Dennis Robinson, guarding LeBron, that's easy.
When he came back, easy. Against the you called. I was watching your videos that time, bro. You were saying the Warriors were gonna win. You were betting on the Warriors. You knew they were gonna win. But
no, I was hoping they won. I picked Cleveland to win that year. All season.
No, 2016. I'm talking about 2016.
2016. I said the Cleveland Cavaliers when they won it in 2015. My video is saying Cleveland's going to win next year. Then Golden State's gonna come back and win the next year. I've already said this thing is fixed. I had told everybody that, and the video will prove it. Go back and watch them. I said, even though they down 3-1, and I know the fix is in, everybody I was like, they finna Golden State finna win. You said Cleveland gonna win this. I was like, I don't want them to win, but they gonna give it to them. And sure enough, they did. I was rooting for Golden State, hoping they beat the fix, but they didn't. The refs proved it.
It wasn't fixed when Isaiah Thomas was playing, right? It wasn't fixed then.
No, of course not. They took it. They didn't want them to win, but they took it. That's how you do it. You can beat the fix. See, when you 10 strong, 10 deep, they can't stop it. See, you foul Isaiah Thomas out thinking that's going to stop the whole game. We got a guy called a microwave. Heats up the court, he burn you for days. Vinny, the microwave Johnson. That's what I'm talking about.
Just forget about LeBron right now, but the fact that you're saying Isaiah Thomas is the greatest.
The greatest I've never basketball player ever.
And a dude that won 1 ring in the weakest era of the NBA, Oscar Robertson, in the 70s, won 1 ring, averaged 1 year triple-double, whatever it is, and now y'all saying
1 year? No, but they didn't count triple-doubles. He had about 7 years of averaging triple-double. Oscar Robertson was one of the best college players, period. So he was best. He was the best in college, pro. Dude, no, for real. Oscar Robertson is that guy. I don't know what you probably believe me. That's way past your time. You probably wouldn't know. Oscar Robertson is for real. He's 1 or 2 all time. He's definitely better than Magic.
You got to list me your top 10, bro.
It's hard to do a top 10, but Isaiah definitely is 1. Oscar Robinson's definitely 2. Larry Bird is 3. 4, I would go with I'll take probably Kareem or Russell. I'll take Kareem. 5, I'll put Mike. 6, I'll put Kobe. Then I got probably Bill Russell. Then Wilt Chamberlain under him, slightly under him. And then I have Allen Iverson. Then
You can't be serious right now, bro.
What are you
AI?
talking?
0 rings?
Dude, why do you keep talking? You saying the best player? I thought we talking about best player just because Stacey King got 3 championships. What I
Yeah,
was
but we're talking about leading a team to a
saying,
championship.
there's
That's what we're
plenty of
talking about.
people with rings. I'm
Oh
looking at
my
people who
God.
actually
How the hell is
did
Allen
something.
Iverson in the top 10, bro?
Of course, Allen Iverson's in the top 10 best players of all time. Are you kidding? Do you not know who AI was?
This dude is max 15, max top 30 or 20, bro.
Dude, nobody was putting up, nobody was doing what he was doing, dog. He turned the whole league inside out. They changed the rules of the NBA because of Allen Iverson, because couldn't nobody guard him. That's how crazy that was. They never changed no rules for LeBron.
He's still the greatest of all time.
Isaiah's the greatest of all time.
Nah, bro.
See, I've actually seen it. Other NBA players, they know it. That's why when they come on that show and they talk about Isaiah, Isaiah raised most of them. Chris Webber, Steve Smith, all of them, they was like, man, we was kids and when you came up to the camp, we ain't never seen nobody do what you could do.
Yeah,
To
but
this day,
Michael, dude,
they never seen
if you talk
anybody
to
do what
MJ, he would
Isaiah could
drop
do with
50 on you.
basketball.
He would drop 50 on you. The only reason that we're beating
And Isaiah beat
Jordan and them was
Michael
just because they
more than
had to
Michael
beat him
couldn't get
down.
past who? He couldn't get past Larry Bird. He couldn't get past Isaiah Thomas. He
That's
got
true.
past him one
Yeah.
time when they swept him, Isaiah came back from surgery. Other than that, he couldn't beat the Pistons. They couldn't beat him. They couldn't beat Isaiah. Isaiah's the reason Mike don't have 8 championships.